Dondi Dahlin. Welcome to your third day of the Better Breathing Challenge. This challenge is to help you with your lungs, with your throat area, to help you breathe better, especially in times of flu or cold, or if you have asthma, or during a pandemic, any of those times. But also, if you already breathe well, let's get more strength in your lungs so you can hike better, swim better, run better, play with your kids, play with your grandkids. It's a fantastic challenge, and we are on day 3. If you are just joining us, welcome, welcome. If you've been with us for a couple of days, how is it feeling? It's probably a little bit sore in here because we've been massaging the chest area. And if it's sore, that's okay. I have been doing energy medicine my whole life since I was about 7 years old. I'm often sore because I'm always poking and prodding my body, getting that energy to flow. So let's get that energy to flow together. First, we are going to start with the thymus thump. Now, just to go over it, the thymus is about here at the top of the breasts, in the middle, behind the sternum, excuse me, behind the sternum. Now, some of you say to us in messages, but the thymus shrinks after puberty. Why do we have to pay attention to it? It turns into a little piece of fat by the time you're old. Well, yes, it does, but the energy of the thymus still needs to be activated, still is very good for you if you plump up that area. So we thump it. We thump the thymus right here on the chest. You might be able to hear me thumping. I do it with pressure. I like when there is pressure. It wakes me up. It gives me a boost of energy, and thumping your thymus is said to boost your immune system. So thymus thumping, thump, thump, thump. You can do these techniques any time of the day. Deep breath, shake it off. Let's go on to the lung meridian. Now, meridians are energy pathways on the body. It's good to help assist the energy flow on those pathways. When I was little, my mom would say, you don't want your meridians running backwards. So we want to get the meridians really clear. It's like a clear stream of water versus one that's all yucky with pollution in it. So we're going to do a lung meridian flush. This is the first meridian I ever learned, which means this is an easy one for your kids or your grandkids. My mom gave me a couple of easy techniques when I was about 7 years old. She said, just do these whenever you feel like it. And I believe they have kept me healthy. So the lung meridian, so easy. It goes from the chest. You can use a full hand. Take it over the shoulder, down the arm, off the thumb. And you always want to do the other side. Full hand from the chest, down the arm, off the thumb. However, we're going to flush it, which means we're going to go backwards from the thumb up the arm. I like to use a full hand to make sure I get the meridian over the shoulder to the chest. And I'm kind of on the same side of the chest as I'm doing the meridian. And then we're going to go forwards 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3. How easy is that? Let's do the other side from the thumb up the arm to the chest and back. Whee! And wee, and wee. Yay, that's it. You've just flushed your lung meridian. Again, it keeps the energy flowing to the lungs, which are one of the biggest detoxifiers in your body. They say that the lungs detoxify 70, that's 70% of the waste in your body when you breathe correctly. So now we're going to go to the sternum. And the sternum goes from about here to here. We're going to massage it. The sternum protects your heart. It protects your lungs. It protects major blood vessels. If you don't want to rub like this, you can rub like this. You can try different techniques. And again, it opens up the area of the lungs. It gets the lymphatic fluid moving. Lymph will not move on its own. To move lymph in your body, you need to manually stimulate it like I'm doing right now, or you need to move. Exercising will, or dancing, or any type of movement, swimming, will move the lymph in your system. That's the sternum. Shake it off. We like to shake the energy off our hands just because it feels like it can collect there. Nice deep breath with me. We're going to go to some lung points, lung acupressure points. Now we do acupressure points with our fingers. You've heard of acupuncture, I am sure. That is with needles. We don't use needles in Eden method. We just use our fingers. And there are lung points all over your chest. Two of the really good ones are right about here, right there. So, how to find these? Come to my breast, and your shoulder. It's about halfway in between. Or come to your shoulder, here's another way, and go about 4 to 5 inches down and in. It's right here. For me, I have a little notch, so it's really easy to find. Not everyone has a little notch, and you want to rub. This opens up the respiratory tract. It moves lymph, and all of this is good for your nervous system, to calm and to bring a real fluidity to the lungs and to the breathing. Those are your lung points. Remember, you can do that any time of the day. All right, next we're going to do a very excellent neck stretch. And we're going to go from our chin to under our ear, down the neck to about here, and then we'll bring our hands to our heart. And I'm doing it with pressure, and you know what? It can help if you have some cream or lotion and you put it on your hands. It just helps with the flow of your fingers not get stuck on the skin. So I'm going to go deeply. I'm doing this with pressure along this bone or slightly underneath, moving along. It is tender on me. You have all sorts of things under here, including the tonsils, the adenoids. I'm going right up to under and behind my ear. Now I'm on an area called the triple warmer, and the triple warmer is an energy system in the body that governs your fight, flight, or freeze. If you can work with it, it can bring calm and help with anxiety. Mine is a bit tender, which my mom always says. My mom is Donna Eden, by the way. My mom always says, that means you need it. And then I'm pulling down. Oh, it hurts a little bit, but it also feels really good. It's like a good pain. And I'm bringing it all the way down and then resting on my heart. Now we're going to do the other side. Starting at the chin. I might get a little closer so you can see it. Under the ear, remember this is the triple warmer area. You're also tapping into the vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve helps regulate digestion, your heart rate, your respiratory rate, and here goes that pull down from the ear. This is the one that's tender on me. All the way down. And then come back to resting. This is just a nice place to come back to. You can shut your eyes if you want, take a little break there. When I was little, for whatever reason, I had a lot of sore throats. You know, a lot of us get into this work because we're sick or we're ill, and I'm sure most of you know my mom healed herself of multiple sclerosis doing this work. Well, I healed myself of chronic sore throats by doing that technique. Okay, now we're going to do one that looks a little bit funny. It's called digestive breathing because your breath is directly connected to your good digestion or not so good digestion if you're breathing shallow chest breaths. You want to, in your life, be mindful. If you aren't mindful about anything else, be mindful about this. Slow, long breaths from the belly. This is going to help with digestion. So I'm going to turn so you can see this. I'm bending my knees. I'm going to place my hands on my thighs. My rump is sticking out. And I'm going to, on an in-breath, I'm going to curve my spine up to the air. So my back is going to curve on an in-breath. I've pulled my tummy in toward my spine. I've curved my shoulders. I'm holding it here. On the out-breath, I'm going to reverse this and let my belly drop toward the floor. I like to open my mouth wide because that also activates the triple warmer and the vagus nerve. Let's do it again a couple of times since this one is kind of a funny one. We'll do it together, and if it reminds you of cat-cow from yoga, yes, it is a bit similar, isn't it? Here we go. Oh, it feels really good in the lower back. Bringing those shoulders down away from the ears. And one more time. Stretch that lower back. A lot of women have an arch in their lower back, especially if you are a woman who has worn high heels most of your life. This is a really good one to get the lower back and the spine more fluid. So if your back is often in this position, you get to stretch it the other way, and it's only going to help you as you age. So we're at the end. Let's do our last technique. We're going to take our hands and we're going to put them over each lung, and we're going to shut our eyes. And it may be a little bit strange for some of you, but we're sending love to our lungs. I'm shutting my eyes. Let's do it together. I am visualizing warmth, healing, good energy, fluid energy, moving through the lungs. If you've been a smoker in your life, if you've been in polluted cities, if you live in a polluted city, if you've been doing shallow chest breathing, if you have grief in Chinese medicine, it is believed that grief gets stuck in the lungs. Let's send good love to the lungs. I'm taking some deep breaths. Let's pull that energy out of the lungs and just shake it off. Now I want to talk real quickly about the breath before we sign off for today, and I know you're going to join us tomorrow. You'll hear people say, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. You'll hear other people say, do nose breathing. Lots of different types of breathing. We at Eden Method like to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth when we're doing mindful breathing. And that is because there are two meridians that can hook up at the back of the throat. Remember, we did lung meridian? Well, there are many meridians on the body. Again, pathways of energy. And when you do this breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, it helps two really important meridians called central and governing, but you don't have to remember that, hook at the back of the throat. Why? More health, to feel better, to feel happier, to feel more grounded, When you feel grounded, you feel like you have control over life and you can take what life brings you. So on that note, I wish you a wonderful day or night wherever you are. I will see you tomorrow. This challenge goes for 7 days. I send you lots of health. Thank you for being with me today. Bye-bye.